Well, I'm finally getting around to working on this 7100 planter, putting new disc openers and new inside scrapers on it. So I got this one side, I got the wheel tore off anyways, and I got that on this side. The opener nut is reverse threads or left-handed threads, so it's the opposite of the other one. So if you do this and you can't get one side loosened up, that's why you got the one side has backward threads. So when you're standing on the back, the one to the left has left-handed threads. So this one I have these newer bushings or whatever. It's kind of a kit that came from Shoop. So it's just got a 3/4 inch. You just need a 3/4 inch wrench to loosen this bolt up, and then this should slide right off of there. Set him off to the side, and then a pair of channel locks here. I just usually like that. Pop it right off, and then it is a 15/16 wrench, and this on the right hand side it has regular right-handed threads. And then since I put these other scrapers, they're just held together with a spring, so this has helped tremendously on tearing this apart. You gotta be careful of your fingers, but boom, them are off. Usually leave the nut on there and then just bang on it, because when they're squeezed together in the front, it puts a little bit of a bind on them. So if you do that, then you can pop them right off. Save your washer and your nut. I usually just throw them in the wheel, so that way I don't lose them. And then on these you have these shims. I think there's 5 here, but 4 or 5 on each of those to start out with new openers is about right, I found. So get that washer out. So then you're down to this inside scraper, which is just held on by 2 roll pins. This one I should have done it, because these holes on the shank of the actual planter unit are getting pretty egged out. They have a kit to where it's an oversized roll pin, so you'll I'm not sure what size it is, but you drill these holes out, and then you can put a larger size in there, so that way it gets tight. These ones are pretty sloppy, but I have to set you down to just get a regular not sure what size it is, but roll pin punch. It's just got a little, it's not going to focus, little point on there. Just helps you get on those and stay on them with the punch. So I'll have to put you down to do this. So just to show the wear on this, if I can hold it on there, you know, they wore down pretty good on them. And one bad thing that'll happen if you let these go too long, this is the style, it kind of protects the seed tube, but if you let these go too long, if you try to run them for another set of disc openers, what you'll end up doing, wears this down far enough, it'll get narrower than what your seed tube is, and it'll actually start cutting into your seed tube. I've seen them where it ruins the seed tube, because seed comes flying down this. If it has something it can ricochet off of, it'll bounce over, and you got a potential you're not going to get it down into your trench correctly. So, but that's a big reason to make sure you replace this. And in my experience, these wear out. I mean, if you're putting new openers on, you need to be putting these on. So That's just my little tidbit there. I guess one thing I forgot to show on this was adjusting your disc openers with the shims. To check it, just take a couple business cards and slide on each end. Show your pinch point here, and then just go ahead and measure in between there. Got most of them right around 2 3/4, something like that, which is a little bit tighter than what it's supposed to be probably, but you know, since it's got paint and stuff on there that's going to wear off, I think you want to be over 2 inches anyways. I know if you get too tight, they say you're hard on the bearings, and probably hard on the blades a little bit too, but that's where I set them at anyways, about 2 3/4. So I got the wheels back on here. Now I'm going to set these, which these act as an outside scraper as well as being your gauge wheels. So you want to have these with just a real slight drag against that disc opener, and that's where these newer ones come in handy. It's a threaded bushing here that threads into this, so you can sit and you can turn this bushing and it'll slide this in and out. So the only problem I've had with these is if you don't get this lock nut tight enough, that could loosen up, and so every once in a while I got to go through and check those. But you want just a little bit of a drag on there, so we're sitting about right there. So I'll just tighten that up tight, and we'll go on to the next row. It's as easy as that. Well, I guess we're on to the next steps. I've gone through all the closing wheels, replaced a few, put a couple bearings in. One thing I wish I would have done when I put these closing wheel assemblies on, I bought them without the wheels and I just used all my old ones. Kind of wish I would have just bought all new wheels, because over half of them have been replaced with new ones anyways. So would have been a lot nicer, then I wouldn't have all these problems with them. Seems like I go through a few every year, but hopefully we should be in good shape for this year anyways. But I did have the corn meters gone through. Kind of interesting. All but 3 of them were 98% or better. None of them were at 100%, but there was actually one of them, I think it was number 3 here, that was down to 95%. There was a broken finger in there or something, so they had to replace one of the deals inside of there. But they're all at 100 or 99% now. So just putting these in. I'm sure people that have these know what this is about, but I keep them all numbered separately and stuff. Just, I don't know, just because I keep putting the same ones in the there's kind of a slot that fits down into, and then it's just two bolts, 2 studs that it slides down on. I've got these I don't know what you call them, supposed to kind of a plastic piece in the bottom. Open one of them up to show you, to help empty all the seed out. This is kind of an insert. I got them through Shoop. Otherwise you have bolts that stick up through here, if I remember right, or there's spots where the seed will catch, so your hopper will be, or your unit will be empty, and you'll have corn or soybeans stuck up in here. With this, it all slides down and you don't have to dink around. Once you're out, you're out, because you know that if especially across 12 rows, if you got a little bit of seed in there, if you're planting 30-some thousand 30-some thousand an acre, you can get quite a bit if you got a little bit left in each one. It goes farther than you think. So that was one thing that I put on here that's paid off, or that's saved a lot of time digging around. But only one bad thing about it, it kind of makes it a little more difficult to put them on. But so yeah, I can getting closer on this thing. Well, I got the boxes and everything off. I'll go through and oil all the chains up while there's nothing in the road. Well, that's gonna do it for this one. The planter is pretty well ready, besides checking the air in the tires and setting the monitors up. So we are going to move on to the next project, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.